That's it.
Am I doing the intro? Did we discuss this and then I just forgot?
Yeah, I actually said you were going to do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You were voluntold.
Oh, well, hey, what's going on, guys? This is the very special episode 69 of Michigan Brews. What up, Matt? Thank you for joining us so early on in the episode. It doesn't always happen with people. We catch a lot of stragglers, but yeah, we are talking with Don and Joe of the Pontiac Brewing Tribe. This is our fifth, sixth homebrew club. I don't really know.
I think it's like 6, but I will validate that real fucking.
Yeah, take a look at it and see what we got.
But they are one of our friends out at the Michigan Homebrew Festival that we love to see every year. I will let you guys, if you want, can you know what? Before we even get to you guys, what do you in the club and everything like that? What are you drinking? The more important question here, I guess.
Who cares about you?
Yeah, no, we need to know.
Dark strong here. Dark strong.
And I got Joe's Pale Ale.
Pale Ale. Yeah.
Outstanding, by the way.
Ooh.
I came here. He has the Keyser, and I don't, so that's why I'm here. And we're not at my house.
I totally get it.
Well, gotta be where the beer's flowing.
Is that the fermenter set up in the background there?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're bubbling away. Sweet
Yeah.
Stout and ESP are our best bidders.
We're on Iroquois
That's awesome.
Road in Joe's Beer Cave. Brew Cave.
Bunker.
Well, thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate what you guys do for the homebrew community in the state of Michigan.
Hell yeah.
A bunch of us watch you guys, and thanks for everything you guys do. Is your group, your club called the Keepers of the Trophies? Is that right?
Oh,
Mine as well, right?
Oh.
such a cheater. Plug it around. all the damn
Of course,
time.
Jason has it. Yeah. Do you keep that right by your desk just for these episodes?
I do. I polish it every day. Sits right here. It comes up in almost every work meeting I'm on too. I just have to show it. So
You guys
No,
do
look
it
look at you guys. Homebrewers actually drinking homebrew on a show about homebrew where I'm just continuing on my ham streak, killing hams.
I was going to ask. It wouldn't be a normal keeper show without Jason drinking hams.
Yeah.
You got to do your hams clone soon, man.
You told me
Ham club?
no, so I said Brian and I were hanging out earlier last week, I don't remember. And I said in Drunken Haze, I need to do a hams clone. And Brian was like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Just buy the shit. You remember that? You don't even remember that?
No, I do remember that now because it's probably not gonna come out as good and it's gonna be more expensive. So
You can't beat $13 back. So
no.
Yep.
what are you drinking,
I
Brian?
waste your time doing it, right?
The opposite of a hams, probably a New England IPA
Nice.
made with Citra, Mosaic, and Motueka. Potentially even maybe too hazy. It's on the verge of being like too opaque, maybe. But it's really good. What about you, Jordan?
Looks great. I'm starting off the night with a New Holland's Full Circle. I've got a ham sitting here, but I've also got that the hydromel that I've got on tap. I might go dip into that after this glass is down.
Damn.
Wow.
I want to talk to you more about meat after the show. I got questions.
Oh,
So-
perfect.
No. So let's talk about Pontiac. And I'll be dipping into other homebrew throughout the show and stuff. So if I'm making noise, my bad. My mom's in the chat. So hi, Mom. Apparently my grandpa only drank hams too. So
we got to discuss this about you having a Grandpa Reed because I do too.
are we cousins? Are we brothers?
Yeah.
Are we secret brothers?
And there goes the topic, guys, right off.
Yeah.
5 minutes in,
Thanks for being on the show.
right and
Good night,
trying to find
everybody.
family. That's
All right. A little history.
Yeah,
Pontiac
please.
Brewing Tribe. We started our charter in 1995, December. Our first meeting was in 96. We celebrated our 25th year anniversary last year. Luckily, it wasn't 2020. We started out in a if anybody knows Scott King at King's Brewery in Pontiac, he's old 95 they started and stayed there. Unfortunately, closed in 2009. We moved over to Big Brewery in Auburn Hills off 75 there. Eric Brigham, you know that name. He's the we'll get more about him, but he was there. He said, "Hey, come on over, Big Brook." So we went there. And then he got promoted to head brewer at Rochester Mills Pub in downtown Rochester as the head brewer. So we went over there, and he was there for a while. And then the owner of Rochester Mills bought a warehouse out in Auburn Hills. I don't know if you guys been to the Rochester Mills Production Brewery.
Yeah.
Over there, just south of the Palace, basically.
Yep.
For guys who are on the west side, it's where the Pistons used to play until they tore it down. So we've been there since 2011, and that's our current home for 10 years now. So one of our notable members, Rex Halfpenny, was a founding member, if you know that name, from the Michigan Beer Guide.
I was going to say that sounds very familiar. Yeah.
Yep. So basically we stalked Eric Brigham around for about 20 years now. So he's been really good to us, promoting home brewing. So we do a lot for them. They do a lot for us. So it's a win-win for both organizations.
How many members you guys got?
That's a great question. We got 32 and 6 lifetimes. So we're 38-ish. We fluctuated for a little while, went down to 25 and 28, 20. And this 2021, we gained 6 new members. So we're up to 32 now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So $30 a year. Like I said, we meet at the production tap room. If you've ever been in the tap room there. So we meet the second Tuesday of every month out there. And we bounce around to we'll get into that later, but we're friends with about 5 different breweries around there. So we meet up at other places, just, to be out and about and get out of the house, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, we do the same thing, moving around Kalamazoo, kind of bouncing around wherever we can find a quiet place to meet.
Absolutely. And usually we find breweries, if you go in there and spend money, they're gonna say, "Hey, yeah, come on by." As long as you don't bring in, all your kegs and, Saturday afternoon. So, yeah.
So what do you got to do to get a lifer? You're the first club that's mentioned that, lifetime membership.
Yeah.
It's in the bylaws where it's like you go above and beyond. You spend basically you kicked ass for a long time.
Really?
Like I said, we've been around 25 years. So our treasurer has been the treasurer for 25 years. So
holy shit.
And this is his 26th year, Rich. And we've had presidents do 3, 4, 5 years. Just the guys who are kick-ass organizers and people in our group. We want to recognize them as lifetime members. You get free membership, free food. We do food at every meeting. We have a food coordinator. We usually try to pair, not always, but pair food with a beer. Like in March, we're going to do St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to do stouts accompanying with that. So just people who the core guys and gals who kicked ass for a long time and who are no longer officers, but we wanted to recognize them for what they did in our group. And that's one of the things we do to,
No, I think that's a cool program. We've got our current president has been president for 5 years now, right? And we won't let him resign. So I think this is a way to just knock it.
Got to do lifetime.
Yeah. I think now, Brian, we should bring that motion and just make him lifetime member, lifetime president, and call her good.
Hey, let me know how that works for you.
we only need one more vote. We could vote for it on air here, honestly. Yeah.
Is this a quorum? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Just Timber Patrick in chat, and then we're good to go. Yeah. So.
I think we've had a lot of guys. We have a lot of guys 50 years and older, and they're retiring, and they move away. So we make them, like a president who we'll make them a lifetime president before they leave, and just recognize people. That's what we try to do. Because as you guys know, it's our pay. No matter the newest guy or the guy who's been there 20 years, the pay is still the same.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Same thing we pay David.
that's kind of who we are. What we do.
Just me or did they
Yeah, we might have lost him for a sec.
Froze up for a second. They're so
Well,
good.
Back? All right.
There.
Hey,
I hear you. Don't see it yet.
What we kind of wanted to talk about is Big Brew Day. Have any of you guys been out to Big Brew Day in April? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we do a Big Brew Day. We do Big Brew Day, I think, with the National in like early May. Are they gone?
can we hear you guys? Can you hear us?
It sounded like he said okay. I thought he was responding to us, but maybe it was just what cut off before they lost connection.
That might be reconnecting, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So we can talk about Big Brew Day real quick while they reconnect. So the first Saturday in May every year is like a beer holiday. It's called Big Brew Day. I don't remember who instituted it. Gosh, it's like a legit thing. It was some president quite a while ago. Man, I sound dumb. But in any case, what happens on Big Brew Day is the AHA puts together a recipe or two, or am I thinking of learning how to homebrew day? I don't know. Anyway, we got Don and Joe back. But in any case,
I don't know how
no, you're fine. I was just explaining what Big Brew Day was while you were coming back for people that might be listening and don't know. So basically, breweries or organizations or somewhere around the country will host homebrewers, or at least that's what happens around here. And often you'll get breweries that volunteer to share a lot of their space, and a bunch of homebrewers come and they brew the same recipe. And some breweries will take, all of that wort and mix it half and half and put that beer on tap, or some will put, ferment the entire thing and put it on tap, or homebrewers can just brew that recipe at home and just be part of the event, the experience, and brew one of those beers. I think last year was Janet's Brown and something else. I can't recall, but in any case, it's a really fun experience. At the end of the day, 3 weeks later, you're left with kind of your version of the same beer that thousands of other people in the country have brewed, and you get to all talk about it, and it's really cool. But what were you guys saying as far as like a Big Brew Day goes out near your way?
We hold it at Rochester Mills Production Facility. This year it's going to be May 21st. More information is at bigbrewday.com. The registration is not open yet, but bigbrewday.com. On the average, we have about 80 to 90 batches that are brewed that day. 600 to 900 gallons are brewed that day. We supply all the grains, hops, and yeast, 1272 yeast that day. When the website opens, late April, you sign up, you put in your recipes, and our club puts all the batches together, all the hops, separate the hops, and you show up with a sanitized growler in your system. You park out back and you set up and you brew all day. We've got lunch there. And then at 3:00, we have a huge homebrew festival raffle, just loaded with homebrew related prizes. Excuse me. And it's going to be May 21st this year. We're doing it a little bit different. We're only going to do base grains this year. Reason being, we used to supply the specialty grains, and we would throw them all in one bag. And if we had 4 specialty grains, you had to choose which and what. You could bring your own, but this year we're just going to give you base grains. We don't know how many yet. We haven't figured that out. 3 or 4 base grains. And then over here, Cadillac Straits, guys, Gary and Gordy from Cadillac Straits, they're going to be our specialty grain homebrew store this year, meaning you go there and buy the specialty grains. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but you go there if you want to buy it from wherever you buy your specialty grains. But we're hoping you go to Cadillac Straits and support Gary and have a beer over there and buy your specialty grains
Cool.
and bring them over. We'll supply the base grain and the hops and the yeast, and you bring your own yeast and brew that day, May 21st. It's a fun day.
Your Big Brew Day is similar, but kind of disassociated from like the AHA's Big Brew Day, or
that was We originally did it the last Saturday in April. Reason being, so the first Saturday in May, guys could go with their home brew clubs and brew then.
We just lost him again, but I linked it. I linked bigbrewday.com in our chats, so it's in our menus there. And then I think what he was saying is, most homebrew clubs kind of get together on May 7th with their local outfits and do it. But this is cool. Yep. Yeah.
So, so it's we call it Big Brew Day, but it's really our own version of that. All the grains and hops and all that are supplied by Rochester Mills, so that's why we offer it to everybody. It's just a great event. There's a video on there from 2019. If you guys want to pull it to like a little 2-minute video on bigbrewday.com, you scroll down in the video. So it's just a lot of fun that day. You get to see people. One of my favorite stories is this young couple came out there, brought their brew pot. They're in their 2023 young couple. And they said, we've never done all grain before. Joe and Becca. So we put him with one of our guys probably 5-6 years ago. And they came back last year and brewed. And then we also have a Big Brew review, which we'll talk about. They came back to the review and won like second place. So we're like, that's what it's all about right there. Teaching people how to brew, what it's about. They didn't know anything about it. And now they're, winning a contest. So.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And they lived over on this side of town, over in Detroit area, and they're over by you guys now, and they still come back.
Nice.
Wow. In the Kalamazoo area, and they still come back every year. It's cool as heck.
Jason has a question for you.
Yep.
I do. Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I just posted your link before we had that little blip a second ago, but we should. I'm double checking with my wife, but I think I'm clear that weekend. We should come over. I'm sure Brian, your rig's mobile.
It'd be fun to come and invade a little bit and brew and stream and stuff. That'd be so fun.
Streaming and walk around and get some video of it. You got anybody doing that yet?
We did, but his company blew up, so he's like too big to. The guy who did the 2019 with all the COVID and all that, his video company blew up, so now he's like, there's no response. So
we'll keep it so fucking amateurish. He'll never.
Yeah. No, that you must have been reading our mind because we were going to invite you guys over. We'll save some. We'll reserve because parking's a little tricky there, but we'll reserve some spots for you guys, and you can get in and out when you want, and it'll be fun.
That'd be cool. We'd come over and brew, and we can set up the camera and capture some video, maybe do some spot interviews or something. That'll be awesome.
Absolutely.
In fact,
the date, rain or shine.
Right on.
And then 6 weeks later, we call it the Big Brew Review. If you brewed out back that day, you bring your beer back. It's going to be July 9th, same place, Rochester Mills Production Facility. And you bring your beers in, we set them all up, and we have two categories. We have a People's Choice, and we have a Brewer's Choice. Brewer's Choice is if you brewed out back, you and your buddy, you can vote on the beers for Brewer's Choice, 1 through 3, and honorable mention. And then People's Choice is just anybody shows up in whatever beer they like. And because we should just have People's Choice, and it was the guy who brought the most friends. Their beer won. You know what I'm saying? We call it the Facebook winner. Yeah. But surprisingly, one year the People's Choice and the Brewer's Choice was the same beer.
Nice.
Yeah, that's some accolades. That's great beer.
Absolutely. It was a cherry. Art, if you're watching, Art Arsenault, it was his beer, cherry something. He retired and moved to Minnesota, and he's hooked up with St. Paul Homebrew Club now. So, Art, if you're on, man, chime in. We got a cherry something. Anyway, seems like fruit beers do well at those kind of places in the summer.
Yeah. They do well everywhere.
I was gonna say when I first started brewing, I did kind of participated in a little People's Choice thing with a really sweet pumpkin beer, and it really the only beer that beat it was a really sweet peach beer. So I mean, compared to all these other traditional beer styles, you know, it all goes back to sugar. You know, when you're in the bigger crowd and you're doing it to the masses, sugar wins. So
in the summer too, you know, it's hot out.
So I was going to say a question regarding your brew day. I know a lot of people have these like electric all-in-one systems that they're brewing on these days. Do you have like electric hookups if somebody wanted to come out and brew on, you know, one of those?
We do. It's limited to it's an industrial warehouse, so it's limited. We can't do 220 for liability reasons. For the mill's liability, they won't let us brew 220. So it'd be a 1-ton system. Yeah, you could absolutely. If you bring cords and splitters, we could accommodate. And we do have on the website, whether you're electric, because we get about 5%, 7% electric guys.
Yeah, there's guys out there.
Okay.
You just got to be up close. You know, depends on how long your extension cord is, and if you want people running it over, so you need to stay close to the building. And so, logistically, we can handle it. Yes.
We talked to Matt here, who sounds like he's 30 minutes north of you guys, and I think he's not part of a club, right, Matt? You're not part of a club right now, so it'd be awesome if you wanted to bring your system down and come hang out with us too. So, oops. Electric for life.
Yeah. I'm electric, so I mean.
Yeah, we have an electrical engineer that has a system that's out of control. So yeah, and his is 220, and he's always bummed he can't bring it.
Not quite portable.
Yeah, I think it's portable. Some of it's portable, but anyway,
that's a whole different show. We can break down the whole show.
Yeah,
he'll come in here and break it down.
The liability on 220, they just can't get the insurance for it. I guess is what you know.
I didn't realize there was a big difference regarding like insurance and stuff like that for that. That's interesting.
Yeah. And that's through the mills. You know, that's not through our insurance. That's just the mills, like no 220. Honestly, I don't think they have a hookup. They might have a hookup for their stuff, but they don't want us.
Sure, you got your shitty home wired 220 brew kettle, and then you kill 15 guys in the parking lot.
Oh, you see our system.
I totally get it.
110 will wake you up. 220 will do a little more damage.
What was that? There's a John Goodman movie, King Ralph. Anybody ever see that?
Yeah.
It's where the photographer, like a wire, some photographer runs a wire through a puddle and next to a metal bleacher and kills the whole royal family.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that probably would happen. You're drinking beers, and next thing you know, you got
oh man.
So
those are our two events: the Big Brew Day and the review. Like I said, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. So,
do you do any other competitions? Like, not that this is like a legit. Well, it is a legit competition, but now like it's like, you know, People's Choice and stuff like that.
Right.
Do you do any like inner club, like weird competitions, like brewing beers with donuts or anything like that? Like style competitions or anything? Okay.
I see a cereal back there sitting on top of the fermenter.
This guy stole some of my cereal and put it out here, so
it's a future project. We do a little bit of that. We did a smash beer, which is very interesting. That's a great. Everybody brews just so you know. We get a list of the grain. One grain was about 30 grains, 30 hops, and people bring in the smash beer. That was interesting.
Cool.
Next month we're going to do. Guys don't know this from the tribe yet. We're going to do commercial or clone. Bring in 3. We're stealing it from Mike Nell with the Brewlosophy. We're stealing kind of his idea. We're going to bring in 3 beers. They could all be home brews. They could all be commercial, or they could be any variation of it. So it's all going to be this.
That's cool.
Very similar. I don't want to give if this was after the meeting, I give you all the details, but So we're going to do that. So, and this year we're going to concentrate more. Joe is head of the competition committee this year. We're going to concentrate more on competition. So
Cool.
to answer your question, we probably got 5 or 6 guys that enter, Michigan Beer Cup, State Fair, Web, but really want to get more into that. So we're going to put more emphasis on that this year.
I'm gonna steal the show for a half sec here and say that I've been talking to Gail Milburn a little bit about doing a BJCP beer tasting exam in Michigan this year. And she said that she was totally down to do it if we can get some committed, test takers, people that were like, yep, I'm 100% going to be there, because they need a minimum of 6 people to be there. And if it just comes down to 5 and, somebody flakes out or something, then the exam can't happen. So if you guys have any interest or know somebody around you that has any interest in doing that, let me know or Gail know. And we'll definitely, we'd be really excited to hear that, because we definitely need more judges in Michigan. There's always a shortage of judges and stewards and stuff like that.
That's
So
the whole show right there.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm just putting a bug in your guys' ear if that ends up coming up.
Absolutely. Because the Michigan Beer Cup has been hosted at the Rochester Mills production facility for about 10 years. And a lot of our guys and me, I've been stewarding and kind of opening the building in the morning, Saturday and Sunday for like 10 years. I see that. And we were there from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night, Saturday and Sunday, when we used to do 6, 7. One year we had 745 beers, guys.
Oh my God.
That was when you could do 7.
Yeah.
7 beers you could enter per person.
Yeah.
And one year they had to do the best of show Sunday night about 6 o'clock. They just said, we do best of show at the Homebrew Fest. I don't know if you guys remember that. So COVID kind of, the 125 last year, I know everybody hated it, but it was easy as hell for us. Because we need more BJCP judges.
Totally.
It's a fact. And I've got opinions about all that, but I don't want to get into all,
Yep.
What is it? 180 questions in an hour? Is that
180 in an hour?
The online test?
Yep, for the beer one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
not
multiple
different choice. So
it's true false. I think it's like 92 true and false, 40 something multiple choice, and the rest are multiple choice, multiple answer.
Right.
And according to like their study material, I think if you were just to randomly guess on just the true false and the multiple choice questions, you can still statistically come out with something like a mid 40s, and all you need is a 60% to pass. So there's 64%, I think, to pass. So it's not really too bad. And it's open book. So as long as you know at least like a third of the questions and can answer those really quickly, each question that that you can answer quickly gives you like 18 seconds back to look up an answer for later. So it's really not too hard to pass the online exam. I just did it like a month ago, I think. And I just passed the meat online exam today.
Nice.
Randomly. So, yeah. So it's not really too bad. And if you guys have any members that want to study or something like that, I want to maybe do like an online study group or something like that. That's where I'm at as far as my level goes. I haven't taken the tasting exam yet. So, but I did a lot of work to taste or to do the online exam. And so I'd love to help push people and make them feel comfortable in tasting the online or taking the online exam.
It'd be cool if we could get some going here, because when you looked, right, you said the nearest one was like Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'd much rather drive to Detroit versus Cincinnati or something like that if I can help it. Plus, be Michigan peeps. So
yeah.
And that's Michigan's a huge homebrew state, and we got to drive to Ohio. It's just not.
I know.
And everybody, I went to the tastings with Fred Bonjour at Urban Rest, the 20 whatever it was, from September to April or whatever, and it was so knowledgeable. And And now he's what, retired and gone? He's not doing it anymore. And has anyone picked up the ball on that?
Sounds like Brian's trying to with Gail.
Yeah, I am. So Gail has told me that she would love to put on exams. Her issue is that she just can't get people to commit again and again and again. She can't get people to commit. So
yeah, that's and then location is like, I don't want to drive to Ann Arbor. I don't want to drive to Lansing. I don't want to drive to Detroit. So yeah, there's that too, which is probably part of that commitment.
Yep.
But yeah,
so
it's tough.
I'm gonna try to light a fire under some asses here in Michigan, particularly South Michigan. All the way from east to west coast. So
yeah,
we'll see how we do. One of the things too, and I'm derailing from the whole your club. I'm sorry.
Oh no. This is near and dear to my heart. It really is, because like I said,
okay.
Beer Cup.
A lot of the judges that we have, not even just in Michigan, but all over are, 45 plus, probably I'd wager more are in their 50s or older. We don't have a lot of young judges. And if we don't get people, in their 20s and 30s really interested in
aging out,
then the program's just gonna
there it is
and stuff, especially around here. So I'm gonna do what I can. That's my new goal, I guess. But anyway, thanks for letting me go off topic for a second.
On that one, Brian. I saw it coming for the last. No, I've seen that happen for the last 4 or 5 years. It's because Nikki and Dan Frechette run, as you know, and other people have ran it too. Andy from Cap and Cork and various other people, and it's like it's tough getting the judges out there, and then they can't, certain ones can't judge. They're allergic to this or that, so it's a
people have entries into competition.
Yep.
Right. And to be honest, I can see that the Michigan Beer Cup probably won't go back above. I don't want to guess, but above 200-300 entries, just because of the BJCP, because they went to 125 and we're out of there Sunday at 3:00 with the best of show already done. So it's just, I can see maybe going to 2. I'm not speaking for the Michigan Beer Cup, but I could just see, unless guys from homebrew clubs, if you send your beers out, send your guys and gals.
Yep.
So I started helping organize, or I started helping Nikki with the Michigan Beer Cup and a few other people last year. And basically what, my part of it was to try to drum up more interest over here on the west side. And I muled all the beer from the west side. I did reach out and I probably found 12 to 15 judges that were interested in coming over. But it just, timing and COVID and all of that uncertainty. But, I know we've got a lot of people over here, some new BJCP judges, just some pros, people we've had on the show here. The guys from Stormcloud even said they'd come down to judge it, and so I'm hoping when we start up the meetings for the Michigan Beer Cup again, hopefully soon, we'll be able to, be able to leverage that and get some more judges so we can increase that number a little bit.
Absolutely. It did make it interesting. You could only enter one beer. It was interesting, put it that way.
It was
beer.
I mean, not gonna complain too much, but it would have been nice to have some more. Would have been nice to have,
Absolutely. It was unprecedented time, though, and
COVID. COVID screwed up a lot of things, and even I chuckle. We talked to Blair Bowman from the Michigan State Fair, and they actually have the trophy, the traveling trophy. So whoever wins the Michigan State Fair gets the trophy for a year, and they're all engraved. And so he actually took and he put for 2020, he put the winner as COVID on the trophy.
I saw your broadcast from there.
Yeah. So it messed up a lot of stuff, but.
Do you remember how many entries they had out there at State Fair?
So he did 300. Well, he opened it up to 300, but I think they sold somewhere around mid to high 200s. But they were also allowing 5 entries per.
So was that the second year they done that or third?
Second year. Yeah.
I'm glad to see that pick back up. That was because some of our guys are so old that they used to do the old state fair homebrew competition when it was at 8 and Woodward back in the day.
Yeah.
And you'd ask about competition. We'll have a meet or just a gathering at some guy who's been in the club 10, 15, 20 years. You go in the basement, he's got medals from the 90s. And a lot of our guys have been there and done it, so they don't do competition anymore. They're, 60s and 70s. They just brew, they brew for their wife, and I like my pale ale and yada. So we got a lot of that. Every club does, but that's.
Yeah, that's, I was interested to hear that, Don, you were kind of the homebrew or competition pusher, right, for your club?
Yeah. I've always been, when I first joined, I heard, we're not that kind of club. I've been in the club 10 years. We're not that kind of club when I first joined, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was my role in Keepers. As I came in, and not many people were doing competitions. I don't really think anybody was.
No,
really, other than Bell's. And keep pushing and educating, and
yeah.
In fact, Brian and I just last week we spoke at Klobb's Homebrew Club meeting talking about how to brew for competitions. We do a presentation on that. We were really hoping to stream it, but the internet gods didn't cooperate. So. But
Jason poisoned the well at our club, basically.
It's the best way to get unbiased feedback and learn to brew better beer.
Absolutely. One more comment on the Michigan Beer Cup. If you're in Southeast Michigan and you want to learn more about homebrews and meet home brewers, show up to Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan Beer Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you get to see what it's about. Number two, when those beers come back, you get to sample all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you're there for the best of show. And if you stay around long enough, you may get to taste a little bit of the best of show beer, and you already know what it is.
Yep.
So and we need stewards. Like I said, BJCP stewards. Just any helping hands is better.
Can you explain for a sec what like a steward's role at a competition is?
A steward would be a person who, say you've got the IPA glass, you've got whatever. Say if it's category 42, you'd have all the beers in front of you, and you got you're in charge of table number 5, and they're doing IPAs. So you deliver the score sheets, all the paperwork to them, and the beer, and they're tasting it. And when they're done, they raise their hand. You go out and get the beer, bring them another beer. So basically, you're running beers back and forth to the judges, among other things. But,
yep.
And when they come back, you can you see the score sheets. Oh, this is a 28. You taste what a 28 is. You taste what a 18 is. You taste what a 36 is. And sometimes it comes back 42, 45, and you're like, whoa, I know the difference now in the whatever category it is. So it's educational, just even stewarding. And you get to meet the greatest people, homebrewers and judges. So
great networking, great education. Yeah, that's awesome.
10 years. Yeah. Yep. And it's all, you got Craft out there, you got KGB, Snobs, us. I hate to mention names because that'll leave somebody out and they'll be pissed, but
no,
you get to meet the other homebrew communities.
It's all good. In fact, we wanted to come out. Like I said, I muled all the beer for the west side of the state out last year, but it's just was on a weekend. I couldn't actually make it out to help steward, and I'm hoping to change that this year. Last year we had unfortunate plans already made, but yeah, it's absolutely.
It is the end of July, so it is a lot of vacation. Yep. But
then MHF, is just a couple weekends after.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then sorting we also hold the sorting out there. It wasn't bad this year, but when you got 750 times 2 beer sortings, because we do that about a week before the actual so we're out there 3 days. We're out there for the sorting Saturday and Sunday. So it's a 3-day affair, the Michigan Beer Cup, and that's just on site. And then, like you said, you guys bring all the beers from around the state, and Dan Frechette and Nikki and her gang and all that. There's a lot of work involved in it.
Yep.
So if you're out there listening to this homebrew club and you enter bottle somewhere, there are people with hands on it. We could use Some of you
Yeah.
guys from your homebrew clubs that send a lot of beer.
I actually got
Not mentioning your names, but come on down.
So I've been going through. I'm slowly going through our show logs as we've been chatting, and I believe that you are the 7th homebrew club that we've interviewed. So
7
thank
lucky
you.
7 on the 69th episode.
On the 69,
There
I'll get the RT guy on the meme for that. Anyway.
So a little bit more about your club. I mean, for people like, so you meet at Rochester Mills. What was it? I'm sorry, it was the third Sunday?
Second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
7 o'clock, yep. We usually, I was hearing other clubs, like we let you visit once or twice. If you don't join, I would say 80% of the people who come the first night, they join. And we allow two visits. Second time is like either, you got to make a decision whether to or not. And we've been, like I said, we had 6 new members last year, which we're happy with, because we were kind of stagnant for a while. We weren't getting new people to join the club, and we're like, what? This is like in 17, 18, 19, and guys were retiring, moving away. So we were chipping away. And it was like, we need new blood is always key at a homebrew club. You know that. Someone new comes in, they got fresh ideas, and everyone's got ideas. But if they put those ideas into, helping, that's the big thing, because everyone's got idea. Hey, why don't we? And we always say, who is we? You know that one. That's not me. My tribe plate is full. Just saying. So, but we're always supporting you. If you want to do something, we'll support you. We'll put 6 guys on your team to help or whatever. So
Yeah.
We're always looking for that, and we got a pretty good influx of new young guys into the club. So we're pretty happy about it. We're excited.
What's your typical meeting? I know you mentioned earlier you do beer pairings, but do you guys do any lectures or invite guests in? What kind of things do you guys do?
Well, we start out, we run it like a meeting. We do old business,
Mhm.
new business. We do new members first. Anybody new comes in, we talk to them. Hey, where you come from? How'd you hear about us? How long you been homebrewing? That kind of thing. We always start out with the new guy, recognize them. Hey, your name's Dave. You live in, Someville, whatever. So people know if you live in that, if you live in Rochester, where do you live in? So you get that community thing with the new guys. So they're like, wow, what am I doing here? I don't know anybody.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. So we try to make them feel at ease, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that way, it's like, well, it's a pretty, these guys aren't assholes. I might join.
If people join our Facebook group, I try to
new business. And depending on what month it is, like March and April, we're going to be concentrating on Big Brew Day for, because we got tons of hours to put into that and organization and all that. And then we do Homebrew Topics. We just, I send out an agenda on like Friday for Tuesday. Hey guys, here's the agenda. Anybody got any Homebrew Topics? Somebody email me and I'll put, whether we're doing yeast, whatever the Homebrew topic is. Sometimes I don't hear about it. We'll just have where people just, hey, I talk about the trouble they had with their beer. I've got a question about fermentation, whatever. So it's a general homebrew topic if we don't have a specific one to talk about.
Nope.
Just the two of us. Well,
they'll be back.
I'll be back. No, this is cool. Yeah, so I saw you posted their website. So people in the area, go check out PontiacBrewTribe.com. Head over to Rochester Mills on the second Tuesday for their meeting. Check them out if you're tuning in from Southeast Michigan and you need a homebrew club for sure. What do we got going on with Michigan Brews coming up, Brian? I know next week I'm not gonna be here next week. I have to go to work.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. But after that, I don't think I have a specific guest lined up quite yet. Do you?
No, we're still working on. I still got to get a hold of Kintram. That's on me. We still got to get a hold of Cider. That's on us. the oh gosh, what was it?
I am talking with the Siren Stout.
Yep, Siren Stout. Thank you.
So I'm just trying to nail down the date with her.
Oh,
They're back. But
He's at the bar now. He's
no, that's fine. But no, so we won't be back on the 7th of March, but we will be back. Should be back on the 14th of March. And then Brian's got when
B-Day. It's my B-Day.
With your short pours.
Oh, I'm still talking with Travis about it. He every time I love you, Travis. But I think he has ideas. He wants me to be the most successful that I can be, and so I think he wants to help with the video or something like that. So I'm gonna wait until he has a little bit of free time and see if I can get some assistance or ideas from him as well. So we'll see what happens there.
Right on.
Yeah.
We want you to be the best person you can too, Brian.
I do too. So I have good friends.
I'm all about it, Brian. But I feel like you have a huge potential for doing some cool ass short pours. So I think you should Travis. I think you should pull the trigger on this one because it was a good episode, and then you can jump in and make the other ones blockbuster #1 hits.
Okay,
but
maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Yeah.
So while you guys are gone, we're just trying to fill in and talk about upcoming shows. But I'll catch you up. Brian has started to do a shorter version of Michigan Brews called Short Pours, where it's a more concise episode where he's documenting his journey through becoming a BJCP judge. So we're really excited to see those come out in the near
That would
future.
be helpful to go along with what Brian was saying. But, BJCP. Absolutely. That'd be huge.
That's totally the goal, is just to do anything that I can to sort of drive.
Other thing we were talking about things we do. November our cider. Yep, absolutely.
The what you might have cut out.
Otherwise,
I wonder if you guys are lagging behind us, real quick.
might be.
You there?
Yep. You good?
All right.
We're on time.
Cool. We were talking about
go ahead.
November we do a cider focused meeting where we bring in all of our ciders. The Snobs kind of our closest homebrew club. You guys know the Snobs, Scott and Bob and all those guys.
We do.
They go up to Uncle John's and buy a bulk big 55-gallon jugs of cider and bring it back and distribute it between clubs and all that. So we do that. Then we have November cider. We're gonna this November we're gonna do ice cider versus Applejack. So that's our
What is the difference?
What is the difference?
Is it a sweetness difference, or
It's
one is frozen and then fermented. One is
okay.
before
ice
that.
cider is just you take your cider and freeze it.
Yep.
And you take the leftovers and ferment that. Applejack is you ferment the cider, freeze it, and that's what's left. So pre-fermentation, post-fermentation. I didn't know that either.
I didn't. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, ice cider. We did with speaking of the Snobs, their second annual brew and fish. Yeah, that's right, brew and ice fish out of this lake in Oakland County. They drag out their brewing equipment on the ice, got a generator.
Oh my God.
They're brewing beer with the lake water. They triple filter, yada. Don't ask me all the details about that.
They're running like propane fire, like out on the ice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea how this works.
He does the cardboard warmer to keep the propane from freezing. Wraps it blanket around there. So it's the second year we did it. Last year we kind of had to switch propane tanks and kept freezing. And this year is like you got that blanket around there, man. It's like, well, bring a grill out there, set it on the ice, got a fire pit going. We're ice fishing, and this guy from Ann Arbor Brewers Guild came out, and he's like, "Hey, you want to try my ice cider?" Going back to how I found out about ice cider difference. It was phenomenal. I think I like it better than the Applejack. It was I can't remember the guy's name. Ken, maybe from Ann Arbor. Guy with a beard. Go figure.
Yeah,
None of those
narrows it down
around.
quite a bit.
It was phenomenal. Yeah. The Snobs did a porter, and we were calling it poo poo porter because of the fish, but it actually turned out really, really good. The beer from last year. We don't know yet this year, but
I tell you, they have. I think his name is Mike. He's their Brit. And Mark
Smith.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Mark. Yeah.
And at last year's MHF, man, his cider was damn near life-changing, man.
Yeah.
That shit was
And
amazing.
that I'm so jealous. I
And I
want more
think
of
he
that.
got I think he got it from that Uncle John's or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wait till the latest they can do it, and so you get the apple, all the the chemicals and the crisp, all the goodies, and they drive up there and bring back. And then we meet up at Rustic Leaf, the brewery up there in Waterford, and distribute it from there. I'll tell you, you mentioned Mark. What he's doing now, he's doing commercial meads for Rustic Leaf.
Oh, really?
His
Wow.
meads are pretty damn good.
I
That's
tell you,
awesome.
those ciders that he had last year were amazing.
Yeah, he's a good brewer.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of MHF, which is the most important thing of the year.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. So you guys bring a pretty great setup, and I want to call out your bar gave me a lot of the inspiration about how our bar is built and
Really?
and designed today. Yeah, I mean, I loved your wood burning, your logos on that. In fact, I think I remember standing there talking to you about that a few years ago. So we had ours wood burned with our logo. And then, yeah, just like the portability of it. Back in the day when I was building bars and trying to figure this out, I remember kind of scoping out how you guys do yours and some of the others at the club. You guys got a great bar. So I just want to call that out.
Tell you a little secret story behind that. We took the Snobs. Next time you're at a Homebrew Festival, check out the Snobs bar and then check out our bar. We borrowed or stole the kind of the dimensions and the ideas from the Snobs bar and kind of added our own. The things on the front of our bar are like kitchen cabinet doors.
Nice.
And we have a guy that was in our club. He's like 83 years old now. He's a woodworker. Got his own. I'm glad you brought this up, Jason. He built his own wooden boats. He's got this wooden. So he built the bar and everything, and then his son did the burning, the wood burning. It turned out took him like I want to say 3-4 hours to do that, and then he put the shellac over the top, and it's slick as hell. So we borrowed that idea from the Snobs. Got to give credit where credit's due.
I really liked your wood burning. I like how I do like how your guys' snaps together. With the and the front of it.
Yep. We did that.
I actually don't remember where I got the original idea because mine folds up like a barn. I use barn hinges to fold it up, and I don't. And that's the second iteration. But I did go back with the wood burning and got ours wood burned.
Nice.
Because your guys' look so cool. And that was the first time we ever did an epoxy resin. So we poured epoxy resin on ours.
Yeah. I don't know what he did, but it's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yep. And like you said, it breaks down the heaviest part is the top of it, but it breaks down, goes in the back of a pickup truck, boom, done.
Yep. Yeah, I built mine to fold up and then it all fits in the back of my pickup truck, but I used it as an excuse to get a trailer. Convince my wife we need to buy a trailer.
Gotta work it. Honey, I need a trailer.
Yeah. Why do you need a trailer? For the bar. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like right on.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I love your guys' bar. It looks great. And you guys
appreciate it.
It's really beautiful.
Where you're located there is awesome. And
when we've been out there. We started our first year was I think 2012 with the old Groveland Oaks, and we went out there with the Snobs, and we were standing around with a junk in our hand. What do we do? We didn't have nothing. We had picnic taps and kegs.
Yeah.
Basically, probably had 3 kegs and one picnic tap. This is in 2012 at Groveland Oaks, and then 2013 we went out. We had a carport, the carport tent thing with probably a card table or whatever. So And then John Bryce built the bar for us in 2014. And we just, every year, like everybody does, you go out there the first year and you look around, see what the hell's going on. It's like, I like that. And you steal the ideas and you put your own iteration into it. Boom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's basically our story. I went out there day tripping a couple of years. I came back and told everybody in Kalamazoo how amazing it was. I finally convinced a couple of guys to go with me. And then they came out, and I think, like I said, we threw together, bar one, which, God, that thing weighed like 500 pounds and was way over constructed,
I felt bad for Paul one year. Was that 2-3 years ago? Paul from Livingston.
Yeah.
He came out here, he's hooking up all by himself, sweating like a son of a bitch. He was
so this year. I don't know, you guys. We were there very early this year.
Yeah.
But this year, Brian and I went up early with David, our president, and Livingston, Paul and Kevin basically. Because of COVID and other things, they didn't have a lot of their members participating. So we're very close to them club wise.
Right.
We do some things together. So they had reached out to us and basically donated all of their bar, all of their taps and all of their stuff for us to use, which is why we had so many taps at Homebrew Fest this year. But I feel them because, basically me and Brian and David were sitting there for, that day before setting up. It's awesome to be like, we had 40 taps at Homebrew Fest. Fuck, that was a pain in the ass to manage.
lifting that goddamn top, the top on that thing. It takes 3 men and a kid.
Yeah.
For that. Oh my God.
But no, it was great. Hopefully Livingston will have enough to support their own bar. And really this year I hit the jackpot on equipment. So we're probably gonna roll in with 40 of our own taps. So
awesome.
But get brewing.
Weren't you guys outside the fort a little bit?
So the first year we were there, it was me and David Jones and Matt McQuillan. We were outside the fort, in the back, kind of around the side of it,
right next to Craft, kind of, sort of, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the next year we got to come in next to Craft, and then everybody thought that we were related to Craft.
Keepers of the Craft. Are you guys part of Craft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were there for 2 years, I think, and then we got to move over. So technically, our new spot is on the same side of you guys, all the way at the end in the back. We got the corner. But this year, like I said, or last year, because Livingston had such a small turnout, basically only Kevin and Paul for a few hours, we took over Livingston's spot. But we're going to give that back next year,
right.
And we're going to take our corner.
Yep. Got to work your way in. I remember do you still have the blackboard? Who drew that blackboard of your guys?
The blackboard was version 1.0, man. That was old.
Yeah.
That was cool as hell, though.
I might break that out.
You should.
Last year, I don't know if you noticed, last year we had TVs and we were all high tech with electric displays. That was a pain in the ass to update.
You got to hang that bad boy in the back somewhere for old school time. Seriously, that fucker was cool.
No, I think this year we're going to use the fence and we're going to hang placards down the fence.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I actually like your guys' design where you guys have the boards out front.
That's his.
Nice.
We used to. Yeah, we first went out there. We had a whiteboard with a dry, just like back. So, like you said, you go out there and you get what people are doing, and that's the beauty of homebrewers is.
I will tell you what, beer aside, because I've had your guys' beer and it's been great. But the best thing, I hate to say it, the best thing about Pontiac Brew Tribe last year was that shit Colin's wife made. Holy fuck, that Hawaiian food.
The meat on a stick.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Meat.
I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah.
She makes some amazing food.
Yeah. Yep.
Next year, have her do that again. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like meat candy. It's fucking meat candy, man. It's just like, good thing you brought a truckload of that shit because that shit's so labor intensive. Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
Because it's all hand, it's all just.
Yeah, no, I really liked. I liked how it played out this year with Feast of Friday or last year. Where it was at each of the clubs and we could put out food. I mean, you guys
don't have to wait in line up at the pavilion to get in, and absolutely, it was brilliant. Brilliant on 2 points on there. They don't have to do that anymore at the pavilion. Less work for the homebrew guys, and it's kind of a strolling dinner now, strolling snack.
Yeah, totally.
It brought the clubs more together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think we're going to collab with the guys next to us, Genesee area, for a theme this year. So, not getting the theme out yet, but
what's your theme going to be?
Oh, yeah, right.
I'll tell you this: we've already bitched about it. It wasn't last year; it was the year before last. Our theme was going to be like beer fest games, like or college toga party, whatever. You had
the bras out on a board, right?
We were going to do beer pong. We were going to do all this other shit. We showed up, and we half-assed it. I'm going to totally admit that we half-assed it. And Motor City,
it was maybe like 8th to 16th.
I still have a picture of that on my phone. There's no half-ass there.
Yeah. Well, but Motor City Masters did the same damn thing, but they brought it. Like,
oh my god,
and they had competitions organized. They had fucking ladders and all that shit. And I was like, I took most of our shit and threw it back in the truck. Like, fuck that. Motor City Masters kicking our asses.
Yeah.
Well, last year was the first year we ever did a theme, just because we were still trying to get beers out there and just trying to we're at the level now where we can. A theme is kind of for a lot of clubs, it's like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
In a way.
I feel like we've never been able to pull off a theme. And, last year, I know, I had the most taps and we had the most beer, and whatever. But I think we also brought enough wives and girlfriends last year where they all bitched about the fact that we had no theme.
Yep.
And so a few of us put it back on them. Like, well, if you want to have a theme, you guys need to get off your asses and come up with a theme.
Yeah, if you complain, do something about it.
Right. So hopefully we have a couple of them that are going to help us organize a theme this year.
I forgot that was you guys. You had a bunch of bras up on a board, right?
No, that was Mead Mamas.
Mead Mamas, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Bra pong. Yeah.
I sucked at that. Yeah.
I just remember I looked over and like, what the hell is that?
God bless Mead Mamas.
How great are the Mead Mamas at the Homebrew Festival? Oh my god.
Amazing.
There's mead slushies.
God. Yeah, the mead slushies are what it's all about.
Yeah.
That definitely saved me a couple days.
Yeah.
And for as hot as it is out there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We went over there Saturday night about midnight and hit the Mead Mamas, and wow. Wow.
That seems like a bad idea. Let's
we were just sitting around and they were kind of breaking stuff down. We were just chilling, not heavy drinking, but just
okay.
Just a nightcap, just a
yeah, sure.
10 or 12 drinks later. No wait.
Yeah.
I don't even remember doing it at the time, but we're going around at midnight or 1 a.m. to each of the bars, and I had gone live on Michigan Brews, and I was streaming our journey through, and I got up in the morning and deleted the video. I'm like,
I was there with you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you fell down on camera at one point in time.
You know what? The nice thing about Michigan Homebrew Festival is it's private and it's safe and it's and you're camping and there's never been a nicer group of guys that take care of each other. Right?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
One of our new guys, and we've all been there, make the rookie mistake, hit it hard Friday night.
Yep.
And then Saturday, you're just sick, throwing up. Where's I'm going to say Frank because that's not his real name. Where's Frank? Oh, he's in the tent. He's half dead, and you never see him the whole day Saturday.
That was my very first MHF. 100%. Yep.
I remember making it like I think 6 years to MHF, and before I was actually able to make it to like the pancake cook-off in the Bloody Mary bar on Sunday morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning, whatever it was.
Yep.
Because I'm like, who the hell is going to get up at 8 a.m. and make pancakes at Homebrew Fest? But
I know.
There's
And then
some
you hit the
very
Bloody
good
Mary
roads.
bar, you're fucked by 2:00 in the afternoon, man. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, where's so and so at 7:00 on Saturday night? And they're just gone for the rest. And it's like,
Yeah. But man, it's the best time of year.
it's the best 4 days of the
Yes.
year in my world. It really is.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. I think I saw you put the banner up a little bit ago. It's 170 days away, right?
Yeah,
Is it? Okay.
168. What did I say?
It was
Yeah,
like
hold on.
170 and
Well,
That was very quick.
the,
170
the
13
minutes aren't
hours.
accurate anymore. 170. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
So aside from Big Brew Day, which we posted about, Michigan Brew is going to try to be there. What else you guys got coming up? You talked about earlier some inter club competitions where you do clone or regular. But do you guys have anything else coming up or any inter club activities?
Yeah. Have you guys heard of the Catalina wort mixer? Maybe not.
Have we?
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Genesee area brewer puts it on at Cadillac Straits in what, June?
In
I
June.
think so.
June, yeah. Joe can tell you about the competition and what we're doing. This Saturday we're going to Cadillac Straits, and Joe can tell you why we're going there.
So June 11th will be the Big Brew Day at Cadillac Straits, Madison Heights, Michigan. So you show up. I think you guys talked about this a little bit. You show up, bring equipment or not,
Mhm.
and then you get randomly paired up with another brewer. So it's a 2-team group.
Cool.
And there's a
Yep.
wheel with random categories. You spin that wheel, you end up on a category, you brew that beer that day.
Oh, I didn't realize there was like a random wheel spin. That's super
Yeah,
cool.
That sounds
And
awesome.
sometimes it's like a double IPA or a double session that beer. You do have to do a double spin sometimes.
Ooh,
So
And you have no idea when you show up there who you're brewing with and what beer you're
yeah,
brewing.
it's
So it's random. It's a random drawing for who you're brewing with, and they spin the wheel. Okay, you're doing a Golden Strong. Your team is doing. You never maybe know the guy, maybe you don't know the guy. Joe
Yeah.
got hooked up with what? Ken from KGB.
Bob Hart from
Bob.
KGB.
Bob.
This year we won. We won this year. So
Nice.
my beer's on tap right now.
Congrats.
oh, congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. And it'll be at the Catalina wort mixer this year on tap when you're brewing. So
So
Very
it
Oh, well, okay.
yeah. They
Okay.
saved a keg, so in June when that happens,
Nice.
you'll be able to taste that beer and
It's a Belgian Golden Strong.
Belgian Golden Strong. Yeah.
We're as a club we're going to Cadillac Straits on Saturday. Shout out to Southeast Michigan guys. There's a lot of guys. Cadillac Straits has a supply house and the brewery attached to each other. So if you need some homebrew supplies and you want to have a quality beer and meet some of the tribe guys and other people, hopefully KGB will be out there because his guy won first place. One of their guys, Bob Hurt. So we'll be there Saturday, tasting the Belgian
Nice.
Golden Strong. So it came in at 10.6.
10-6, yeah.
Only
that's
10-6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
My original recipe is at like 9.5. That's at a little higher, but you cannot taste the alcohol, which is kind of a
That's awesome.
That's so
mean-
dangerous.
take your.
No,
get-
we try to do a couple of competitions a year in the club and keepers, and the competition that we just announced, we're actually ripping off Catalina wort mixer. But we didn't know about. So it's just a club. It's an inter club keepers thing, where we're gonna pair them up with random people and let them brew.
I think we have 24 members right now signed up to do it, which is pretty
But
good.
we didn't know about the random recipes. See, we've never
the
done.
wheel. It's just a wheel with a ticker on it. You spin it. And
Yeah,
one of
I
the
think
problems was a lot of people got the same beer. So like 3 people.
Yeah,
brewing.
this year it was like maxed out. There was like a lot of Golden Strongs, a lot of blinds, and a lot of
Huh.
So they're going to tweak it where only 2. Julia and Brian.
Julie and Brian from Genesee.
Yeah, run it.
Throw it together.
Yep.
Julie is awesome, so you contact her. She'll give you the rundown of how it works. But
Yep.
this year, starting every winner chooses the category. So me and Bob Hart kind of chose the category, so it's gonna come out before that, like a week before the
Cool.
big event.
Sweet.
It's fun, you're brewing on someone else's system and you're brewing with a person you don't even know. So that's just another way to teach and learn. And oh wow, I should do that. I never did that, or you know,
I gotta grab some
it's
more
all about
hands.
education, just passing stuff forward and all that good stuff.
I really like the being paired up with, you know, somebody you don't know thing.
That's great. That's a great
Yeah,
opportunity.
just it's good networking. It's good making friends. Both people of varying skill levels will probably almost always learn something from the other person.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
When you do that,
It's scary too, though. A lot of people are intimidated by that setup.
I could
people, like,
totally, yeah, absolutely.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you know, people don't want to look bad or like, you know. So that's I get a good turnout for it.
I can completely understand that. I think that what we need to push and drive is like this community is so nice and friendly and amazing and accepting that like you will never be made to feel bad regardless of your skill level, you know, like but I don't know. I don't know what it is about this hobby, but just like I've never met like a mean home brewer, you know, or you know, even the people that are maybe like stuck up like a little bit are still like, yeah, you know, we'll figure this out together, you know, sort of thing. So I don't know. I like it.
I know I'm trying to think of a mean home brewer. God damn it.
Homebrewers are some of the greatest people in the world. They really are.
We are the greatest people, 100%.
Absolutely.
Don Joe, we have you lagging a little bit, so if we talk over you for a sec, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Or they're just we're not lagging, they're just frozen.
Or they're just
Yeah,
they're just
maybe
frozen.
that's it. Yeah.
Shit happens. There they
Yeah,
go.
Jason, was that
All
a homebrew hams that I
It
saw
was
you
Homebrew
crack
Hams.
open? Yeah, totally.
It was.
It's custom labeling, right?
Hell yeah. You know, I still can't wait. I need to find out where the hell our ham shirts are from David.
Who's not watching right now? Otherwise, he would have said something about our presidential vote
Yeah,
an hour ago. But
Yeah, we'll bring it up to him later. But no, David Jones, our illustrious president, has made. He's an amazing artist as well, and he's designed us a keeper's style.
I didn't know he was an artist.
Oh, he's absolutely. Look at this beauty. This is pure fucking beauty. He has designed a Keepers of Craft logo to the style of hands. So the guy is my now. I mean, he's like my favorite artist in the world. This is amazing, and it actually has the logo here, "Born in the Land of Bubbling Waters," which I believe is what Kalamazoo means. So
yeah, which is
Yeah, that's
kind of a
cool
rip
as
off
hell.
the.
I know, right? That dude is fucking genius.
Is that only shirts?
That's our new club shirt. If you look, here's our club logo.
Yeah.
Keepers of Craft. So that's going to be our new club shirt. He totally ripped off the Hams logo. He made this up himself. The guy's a motherfucking genius.
I kind of want it in a hat. Like,
yeah.
Getting a trucker's hat? You kidding me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
wow.
It'd be badass.
Damn.
So those are hopefully coming soon. But yeah.
Hey, not last thing, but one thing I want to talk about what we do as a club.
Hell yeah.
We started a charity kind of last year, a charity thing. You guys are you familiar with Veterans Blend hops?
No.
Yakima hops, Yakima Chief hops got together every year now. They've been doing it, I don't know how long, a few years. They get together with in 2020 when they got together with 30 veteran-owned breweries around the United States. They get together, mostly Zoom now, and they say, hey guys, we're going to do, because there's 5 branches of the military, they get together and talk about, they vote on what hops they want to put together to make one hop. So if you Google Veteran Blend hops, you'll see what we're talking about.
I just threw the link in chat.
Say again?
I said I just threw the link in chat.
Yep. And Yakima, for every pound Yakima Chief sells, they donate $3 to whatever charity. Every year it's a different veterans charity. the year we did it, we gave the hops to 3 different breweries in our area: GravCap in Oxford Strong, Experimentation in Pontiac, and Loaded Dice in Troy. And they took it, this year. That year's hop was blended itself to an IPA. So they brewed a hop with a beer with the Veterans Blend hop, and called it like Veterans Strong. What was the other? I forget the other names. And basically, it was $1 a pint, a charity tap.
Wow.
So depending on their size system, like GravCap was like $1,200. They donated a couple of. So basically, we just by donating those hops, it was like almost $2,500. Our charity was Tunnel to Towers. I don't know if you're familiar with Tunnel to Towers.
Mm.
They do. They build mortgage-free homes for first responders and veterans who come home from the war, disabled and all that. You've seen probably the commercials. Tunnel to Towers. It's T2T.org, I think, is the organization. So,
Okay.
and they would brew the beer, and we would show up as a club out to there when it's done, and basically drink beer and give to charity. It was a great event. We had a banner out there, Pontiac Brewing Tribe donating, Tunnel to Towers, $1 a pint, and the response, the guys were saying, "Wow, this beer is moving quicker." The beers were really good. Mainly, it was like hazy IPAs because that was what it lended itself to.
Yeah, sure.
Hop, but it was phenomenal. So we're gonna do more of that in 2021. I just was reading, K9's Warriors is the
K9 Warriors. Yep.
K9 Warriors. It was a 21. So I don't know what 22 is. Well, so I think we're going to do that from now on. Just buy the hops from Yakima, or see if they'll donate them to us, and we'll just send them out. So if any homebrew club wants to do that, that's a pretty, depending on the system, they don't really need, only like, I think 3 pounds. I think 5 pounds was the biggest. It was what was GravCap? 7 barrel? What was?
Yeah, it was only maxed out at 4 pounds.
4 pound. What was their system though? How many?
There were 7 BBLs. But
7,
only
yeah.
4
Okay, so
pounds.
it's not a whole lot.
He was mainly Whirlpool and dry hop. And
That's cool you guys do that.
The Loaded Dice was at 2 pounds, and he was all, I think, dry hop, late edition kind of stuff.
So
that's super awesome. You guys do something like that. Like I know Craft does, Craft vs. Cancer, and we haven't really gotten into any community or local charity thing. I know AHA likes that, right? They have the Rad Guest Award for it.
That's what we're gunning for, brother.
Right on.
Oh, awesome.
Dude, if that's what you guys are going for, you got our support, man. Well,
love that name.
It's one of our goals this year. It's one of our goals. So yeah, we did. Since we started in Pontiac, I don't know if you know Pontiac. It's a kind of a poorer community. So we teamed up. I don't know if you guys are at the Homebrew Festival out there. We were giving away. We had a raffle, and we ended up raising $400. Joe ran it, and we ended up raising $400 even, and we donated to Lighthouse of Pontiac to help battered women and children. And I delivered the check out there, and they were so gracious to us, and it was got pictures taken with it and all that. So this is a cool event. So I think we're going to do that. I hate to commercialize, but for a charity at the Homebrew Festival, I'll tell you what, we knew we were doing the right thing. This one lady came up there. Her name was Jane. Came up there, and she's like, "Wow, Lighthouse of Pontiac. I know they do great work." She whipped out of her purse $100 bill and put it on the table. Like,
oh my God.
So we were like,
wow.
Fucking newsflash, dude. That's when we knew we were doing something right. It was
No,
so
that's
cool.
Beautiful.
So we're going to continue that this year, just because it takes a little bit of effort, but it's so satisfying.
Yeah, it feels good.
So satisfying. So anyway,
I admire you guys. Well, happy to support that. I don't think we're quite there yet, so we'll throw whatever support we can your way, for sure.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. So, and it just makes you feel good.
Fuck yeah.
You're drinking beer, and $1 per pint is going to, a veterans organization. So, that shit just happened to fall on. It's like, hey, we got this veterans hops. We never heard of it in 2020. Look, what the hell? We looked it up. Wow, they do. So one guy says, we're all sitting around, how we get ideas. You sit around drinking beer and shooting the shit, and like, wow, that's a good idea. You guys know. It's like,
it just escalates. Yeah,
absolutely.
Best idea. So anyway.
Some of the worst are falling off the roost.
Yeah. But anyway,
So Homebrew Fest, we've talked about that. We've talked about your club. Talked about Big Brew. Brian's got to go get a beer. Chit chat. What else you guys got going on? Anything exciting? I mean, aside from you got Joe, your beer's on tap. That's fucking awesome.
Yep. Thank you. That's a first for me. The last time was experimentation. They shut down, and I think before COVID hit, they had a homebrewers tab handle. I got an email from Julia. She's like, "Oh, why don't you pair up with our brewer?" And then after that, COVID hit, so that shut that down. So
yeah, experimentation in Pontiac closed down permanently recently. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, we had one of our club members win the Bell's homebrew competition right before COVID, and I'm sure his beer is going to go on tap someday. But it's been 2 years now, and nothing.
Now that it's sold too, they'd be like, "What? Who are you?"
I know, right? Like, and he didn't get to go to the Great American Beer Fest with him. He didn't. They haven't put his beer on tap yet. So
one of our prizes for Big Brew Day when we had it was you get to. The winner of the Big Brew Review got to brew the beer on the system at the mills. This is probably 5, 6, 7 years ago.
that was at Pinsky.
Yeah, Zach Dubinsky,
Urban Rust. Yeah.
Urban Rust. And now they're just way too busy. They just can't. It's like, no, really. Time is money with them, and so.
I get that. I get that. I mean, especially. It's weirder recipes. Sometimes that shit's hard to sell.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So did you guys enjoy Pamela Canderson out at the Homebrew Festival?
She was beautiful.
I was just telling Shannon about her earlier. I'm like, you remember Pontiac like they had? Yeah.
Pamela Canderson.
I was trying to describe her, but I didn't remember her name. So
I forgot about it until just now.
that was
best couple of taps around.
Brewery, but they used to put it out for Oktoberfest back when in the non-PC world, and they used to serve beers out of there. I'm not gonna, the brewery, the mill, at the Oktoberfest. They would, the taps come right out of the cans, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it was laying in the warehouse way back by their long cooler. They're getting all dusty and shit. And one of our guys said, "Hey, I forgot her name too." And it was last year. Like, "Hey, what are you guys doing with that?" We asked Eric. He's like, "Oh, we can't. You can't really pull that shit out, except at a homebrew festival." And so, can we borrow it? So we Joe retrofitted it all, new shit on it, and got it.
New hardware.
Yeah. We had all kinds of fun with that. But
almost anything goes at Homebrew Festival. So
exactly. That's what we thought. It's like, fuck it, we're
Almost.
just gonna do it. So she's now a permanent. She's a lifetime member of Pontiac Brewing Tribe now. We just.
Whew.
I mean, you would have to say she goes above and beyond.
Yes,
So,
she does.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. So every theme we have now, she's going to be the. So it was fun.
Lady.
People were coming up and taking selfies of it, and it was just it's funny. It's cool. Jerry from Craft coming up. He's like, it was good. It's a nice.
It's
It
fun.
beats. I don't know if it beats. What's his name's Dildo, but
Hey now.
It's a sore subject for keepers.
Oh, is it? Oh, my bad.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
No,
My bad.
No, I mean, I don't care anymore. But
let's
let's move on, Jason. Sorry.
it's
years,
story time. Yeah.
for years that was. I don't think we ever talked about this on the show, but for years that was the mascot of Homebrew Fest, right?
Yeah.
And it traveled from bar to bar to bar to bar to bar, and it got passed around, or it would show up in inopportune places, and
That was the best part.
And in the last year that it existed, it showed up on my bar multiple times.
Ruh-roh.
And it went home with me. And it hung in my garage proudly for a whole year.
Really?
It may have got a piercing.
It got a piercing.
I heard it got some upgrades.
Right, it got some upgrades, and I brought it back
Good God.
to Homebrew Fest to kind of, share it back with the community.
Sure.
And then somebody
Welcome
had
back.
to get all fucking butthurt and bent out of shape about it, and the goddamn thing disappeared before I ever got to show it off. So I'm a little pissed off.
But we did get a new upgraded homebrew slot, like club slot out of it. So
Nice.
because
So, does anybody know about the whereabouts of it? I heard it might be coming back.
We're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay, all right. All right. Witness protection, what?
Should have bust
what it is.
right now.
Pat Hyde did Pat Hyde introduce that? You don't have to answer that.
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm almost positive Pat Hyde introduced it.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was the last one that it literally spent a year hanging in my garage.
By the suction cup?
Yep.
Servicing your garage.
Yep. I had the suction cup.
Nice.
To the point that my kids even would walk through the garage with their friends and they'd be like, "Oh my God." And then my kids are just like, "No, it's just my dad's beer thing."
One of the
You
last
slap-
Some
you slap it as you walk
traumatized
by.
kids.
UPS would drop packages off in my garage and I could see the terror in the UPS guy's face. It was just
one of the last times I saw it was someone stuck it to one of the outhouse doors.
yeah.
Oh no.
Suction cup. And this dude was just hanging out there, and women were not use that, John. And they have to. It's like, oh my God.
That's probably for the best. That's probably the one that somebody shit in, like shit on the lid in or something. Like
Oh yeah.
They
the
won't have
closed
shit
lid.
like that.
Every morning that thing wound up on suction in my bar and it yeah, so it went home with me and
Wow.
but anyway, go ahead.
I'm glad we were able to bring that up for the first time on episode 69.
It's so
Great.
fitting.
yeah, excellent.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was funny because the video that I made when we built our brand new bar, right? We had this beautiful Pontiac Brewing Tribe inspired bar. I did a 30-second video of the bar and it was featured for like 1/2 second in the video, hanging off my bar, and then I was really bummed when we got to Homebrew Fest and we're ready to send it around and then it got kind of shit on real quick, but whatever, it'll be back. It won't die in vain. God damn it.
In vain.
In vain.
Cool.
I think the guy that complained about that has moved on. So
I believe he has. Yeah.
all fair
Or
game now.
he's either moved on or no longer welcome.
He threw a pellet on a fire, and it went above 15 feet. So
Wow, man, you're dredging up the past now. You're talking about some shit.
that's the police.
Were
huh?
any of you guys out there at the last one at Groveland?
No, so I left.
Oh, I thought you were.
I left a few hours before that event happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
It was kind of a blessing in a way because now we're
It
at
was,
an
it
awesome
was.
place.
dude, I love Agawam.
Yep.
Where we're at is so much better than what
Yep.
Groveland Oaks used
That
to be.
is totally suited like that. It
Yeah.
totally matches what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It is. We need to promote the shit out of that more. Get more day trippers out there.
Yeah. I day tripped for 2 or 3 years at Groveland Oaks, and then I've been camping ever since we've been at Agawam, and then Agawam's so much better. It's such a great site, a great location, safe.
Yep.
Yeah, so much better.
It's got everything. It really does.
So all right, let's see. We're hitting about time here. I think you guys. I want to make sure. Check out in the comments. We've got bigbrewday.com to come participate or sign up or check out the Big Brew Day. You guys are going to do May 21st.
Yep.
We're really hoping Michigan Brew can be there for that. And then, if you're in the area on the second Tuesday in Rochester Mills, second Tuesday a month, check out Pontiac Brew Tribe at pontiacbrewtribe.com.
Yes. Yep. Make sure you say the production because we got people showing up at the pub in Rochester. So production facility
Production facility
in Auburn Hills. Yeah.
Right on.
And it's all on PontiacBrewingTribe.com. And there's a contact if anyone wants or has questions about. Hit the contact menu and email us. We'll get back with you.
Right
on. I would say be sure to check out the Michigan Homebrew Festival website, the Michigan Beer Cup Facebook page, and be sure to, if you have time and availability and live near, the Rochester Mills production facility, if it happens there again this year, do volunteer your time to come help sort or steward for the Michigan Beer Cup.
And judge.
And judge.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you're a home brewer in Michigan and you don't know what Michigan Homebrew Fest is, then
reach out to us. We will sell you on it.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ping anybody. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for hanging out with us and drinking tonight. Cheers.
Stick with us for a little bit after the show.
Thank you for what you guys do and having us, and we'll see you down the road, guys.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
Let us know about May 21st.
As I mentioned, no show next week, but we will be back around the 14th with something. Keep an eye on our Facebook. So
Be on the lookout for some short pour episodes.
Cheers.